sure we get your home when you can't pay us back.
Such a lovely house.
Yeah. But don't worry. We're going to sell you credit life insurance. You don't really need it, but...
Puts lots of cash in our pockets.
You look nervous. We better hurry and get you to sign. Or I'll pretend to ruin your credit with one phone call.
Predatory lenders are never this easy to spot. Call us and protect yourself with the facts.
Every day, online predators make their way into homes uninvited and unnoticed. Help delete online predators. To learn what you can do to protect your kids' online life, visit cybertipline.com.
And we're back, and again, we thank you for staying tuned. And we want to say to you that on this Sunday at 8 o'clock, 2710 Phillips Street, True Love Missionary Baptist Church, our young people will be doing their Black History program. Come on out and see what they have already planned for us. And I know it's going to be very interesting because they've been practicing all month to put on this performance.
I have an announcement too. I just remembered that First Pilgrims Baptist Church, they'll be taking it to the street. It's called Churching in the Street, and it's going to be this Saturday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Franklin and Urquhart and Murray Street. And that's going to be from 1 to 3 p.m. They'll have preaching, praising, information about housing and everything, plus
giving away clothes,
clothing giveaway, all that and more. So,
who gave you that information?
So we like to thank Sister Sandra Metz for passing information out and everything. Again, Reverend
Eugene Mitchell.
Eugene Mitchell, yeah. It's the pastor. We just wanted to make mention of that. So again, that's Saturday. Wonderful on Franklin, across the street from the sanctuary. Urquhart and Murray. Now I get a chance to introduce our next guest.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we go way back. I like to say because, well, we grew up together in the same area and more or less same school and everything. Reverend Pastor-elect Binnie Scott. How you doing, my brother?
Doing fine, thank you.
Yeah, and he's the pastor-elect of Greater Asia Baptist Church.
Yeah, Binnie's on because Binnie just has his pastor, Pastor Johnson, who's passed on, gave an opportunity for the students at Union Baptist College and Theological Seminary to come and exercise their gift for preaching. Binnie has continued that tradition, and we just want to thank him for what he has done and how he has been tremendous in the life of those young preachers.
And that's every third Sunday. Every third Sunday.
Just last Sunday, two preachers, Reverend Minister Anthony Ruffin and Reverend Corey Cooper preaching. I'm fortunate to have both of them in my classes, and they really spoke highly. I couldn't make it this Sunday. I'm normally there, but spoke highly of that presentation.
Good.
Great attendance. Great opportunity. And talk a little bit, Binnie, about how this got started.
Well, it came about from going to school from the seminary at Union, and basically all we get to do is say hi and bye, after class, and we don't see each other till the next class period, and everybody's busy with their own schedule. So God had placed it in my heart to ask my pastor to open up the doors so we can come and fellowship and to encourage each other, because everybody doesn't get the same chance to exercise their gift by preaching. The way I was fortunate and blessed to preach every Sunday, sometimes twice a Sunday, a month, rather I say. And some of the guys didn't get that opportunity, don't get the opportunity. And we wanted to extend the invitation to them to come out and exercise their gift. And also it is a learning process as well. When we get up, we are being critiqued afterwards by Professor Williams, and
oh, you put that over. I tell you at school.
But he just made it sound like it was just like critique afterwards.
No. I tell him after school.
One of the classmates that I basically hand the program over to is Minister Kevin White,
right?
And he's in charge of lining up the lineup and everything like that. And it is a teaching moment and a learning experience as well, not just for the students, but for myself as well.
But what we learned from it is a great fellowship, because
Yes.
we do have pretty good seminary attendance. But what we want, or what we like, as Pastor Binnie allows the seminary to continue to utilize these young men, that it opens up to more of the community. And we've been fortunate; we've had people over there all the way from Switzerland.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's not. We had people from France. Remember?
Yeah. We used to have the French people singing, come and sing in our church.
And basically, that's one of the reasons why this is a passion of mine. Because after we lead church on Sunday mornings, you know, we ride around the city, everything's on lockdown, you know, and prayerfully, other ministers will open their doors.
Yeah,
and we'll have
extend
one
that
here.
to the students as well.
Right, and also people that work on Sunday mornings, looking for somewhere to go.
In the evening.
In the evenings.
Great.
And we're there on the third Sunday night. And then if you would open your doors, that part of town, we can close in and we can...
more activity.
Yeah, more activities and get a hold on things and cause the enemy to move out. Because the devil got us scared. But we don't want to come out at night.
That's right.
Right. I want to ask, because even though I did mention the fact that we go way back and everything, could you give us a little background on where you grew up and what high school you went to, and, you know, church you went to growing up?
The church that I went to growing up was, I got my start at Beulah Baptist Church on 4th and Claiborne, Reverend D.A.P. Fortner, great mentor. And from there, Greater St. Stephen's, which is Greater St. Stephen's Full Gospel now, under Bishop Paul S. Morton. Great mentor, and that's where I got my start from. The Greater St. Stephen's.
Right.
You know, and if it had not been for Greater St. Stephen's, Full Gospel, a lot of people probably wouldn't know where they would be right now.
Right. Well, I was over there for a little bit, and I remember seeing you over there and everything.
Right.
And high school, where'd you go?
High school, Walter Alcorn.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why he wants you to say that. I wonder why.
You know, I just had to go back. Like I said, I was saying prior to the interview, more or less, is like back when we both had afros. You know, at least I know I had an afro. I did.
You went there.
I went there. I went there.
But
I'm glad
his afro was out there too.
Thank you for recognizing. That's right. Mine was out there.
You know what he said, Pastor Binnie? He knew you when you had hair. That's what he wanted to say. That's all he wanted to say.
But I love the fact, and I'm getting back to today, since I said yesterday, I love the fact that you continue on what the former pastor had done and everything, because it's a need, you know, the fact to have, I remember when I was in the seminary, I remember when I was a young preacher, aching and earnest to want to preach and everything.
Right.
And I sat on a deacon board for a while with Reverend Francis. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. It seemed like forever, but, you know, I was on the deacon board for a long time, and then all of a sudden he invited me to the pulpit, and it's just like, who, me? You know, it's like, but just opportunity, any opportunity that's given, it's a perfect one. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let William continue.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
One thing I learned, thank you. One thing I learned, even at, when you say Greater St. Stephen's, the fact that you got the 3 points, especially for a young minister. The first one is the observation. You know, observation, you observe what's going on. And then there's the anticipation. In other words, you
anticipate.
You know what's coming up next. Once you observe, the next thing you know, you anticipate what's coming up next. And then the final thing is participation.
Right.
You know, for the longest, a lot of ministers are just in that observation mode. They're observing and seeing what's happening. Some are even in that anticipation mode, whereby after they sing a song here, they're going to do this and all like that. But when you're in that participation mode, that makes a big difference, because then you're really doing what the Lord called you to do.
Right.
Well, I think that's farthing you down for as ministries relation. That's why you're sitting on the deacon's bench or the pew, because you're learning.
That's
just simple things as devotion. And then the second stage is that when you get the opportunity to observe, and then you finally get to participate by either doing a scripture, doing a meter, doing a prayer. Then it actually changes the whole focus of your relationship, and then get involved in commitment. But I want to ask Binnie, as pastor-elect, have y'all set a date as far as installation?
The date has been set for March 8th. That's a Friday night at 7 p.m. The 1st District is in charge of the installation. as well as unveiling of the chair.
Right, and First District, you want to name First District President?
First District, Dr. Robert Turner, Senior.
Who's also the president of Union Baptist College and Theological Seminary. Great preacher, great pastor, great president. So you give the address so people can go and attend, and no doubt we're going to show up to represent as well.
The address is 3708 St. Bernard Avenue, and that's across the street from the old St. Bernard Project. And worship service starts at 6 p.m. sharp. And if you come, I will save you a seat.
All right now.
I hope they have room.
Yeah.
But we always have a dynamic time over there, Pastor Scott, because the Lord is there. We have, and he's so blessed that sometimes if there's not a musician in the house, some of the preachers. I got to mention one of my students, Nico Elsie. He's a preacher, but he's also a musician. And one thing about, you just talk about service and participation. If there is a need, these preachers step in where it's needed. And he will get on the organ and continue to worship, you know. Just a blessing, just a blessing.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I never was asked to sing, so.
Solo.
I leave, solo. Solo, you can't hear me. But again, we say God bless you now. Yeah,
and we emphasize to our audience that come and participate with us on every third Sunday at 6 o'clock at Greater Asia Baptist Church. Pastor Binnie Scott will welcome you and be excited to see you. But come on out and hear these young preachers that God has called to preach and deliver the Word of God. Again, we say to you, go to a church of your choice and worship the Lord. We always invite you to come on out to True Love Missionary Baptist Church, 2710 Phillips Street. Worship time is at 8 a.m. in the morning. Looking forward, because this Sunday is going to be the culmination of the Black History Month, and so we're doing a Black History program to culminate what our ancestors have done, and we're not only are we thankful, but we're grateful that the Lord used them to do some things here in America, and not only here in America, but also internationally. It's a blessing. God has called us as a people to be a blessing to all people, and so that I think we have a legacy that we can look forward. Again, thank God for our guest, Pastor Scott, and also our co-host, the Reverend Darrell Smith. We just ask God's choice, His blessing upon you. Till next time, God bless you, God keep you. That's our prayer.